I remember it perfectly. The soft white skin, the fire red hair, even her name. When I was 16, every summer my parents would drop me off at my grandparents' house for a few weeks while they went on their family vacation to the beach. I never liked the beach. I always complained, so they stopped taking me. It wasn't too bad. I got my own room, and every other day my grandfather would make pancakes. Staying with them was nice, but the best part was the little diner down the road from their house. They had ice cream and cheap soda, and the other kids in their small town would go to play video games and hang out. One day I saw her, sitting at a booth with her strawberry milkshake. The first thing you noticed was her hair. It looked like fire, bright red leading into deep orange and black sooty tips. The next thing you saw was her skin. It was white, pale. It reminded me of milk. She saw me staring and gave me just enough of a grin to invite me over. "Amber," she said as I sat down. "My name is Amber. You new here?" I explained how my parents dropped me off every year, how I'd always hang out at the diner. "Are you new? I've never seen you here before." She told me that she'd lived there all her life, she just didn't go out much. We really hit it off, and after a couple hours she said she had to go home. As she walked out the door, I asked if I'd ever see her again. She turned and winked before walking out the door and going home. I went home and my grandparents asked how my day was. "Oh, kid stuff," and went off to bed. The sweet smell of fresh cooked pancakes woke me up. I inhaled my breakfast, showered, and dressed up nice. I wore my button-down shirt I was supposed to save for Sunday, and I ran off to the diner. Sure enough, there she was. She got some food. I'd already eaten, so I just got a milkshake. We talked for a bit, and then she asked if I wanted to see something cool. Cute girl asked me to leave a diner, go somewhere alone to see something cool. What teenage boy would say no? She completely changed when I said yes. She wasn't some reserved, mysterious girl who just showed up. She was happy. She was a giddy little girl, like an 8-year-old that actually got her pony, like she wanted me to see what she was going to show me. She led me out behind the diner and into the woods. We walked for about 5 minutes before we came to a clearing. She sat down in the middle, a big smile on her face. For the week I knew her, she never looked more at home than she did at that moment. "This is my special spot. I have a lot of memories here." She looked over at me, her giddy child gone, replaced by a look of reverence, a look of longing. "This is my spot. I have never brought anyone here before." She gently placed her hand on mine. It was cool at first, but then it was uncomfortably warm. We sat there for a while in silence. I could feel what this place meant to her, but I didn't understand why. When she stood up, I knew it was time to go. So we went back. That night at home, I ate dinner with my grandparents and told them about my day. My grandmother wouldn't stop asking me what she was like, and my grandfather went on a rant about treating women with respect and how to make them like you. I watched some TV and then went to bed. The next couple of days we just hung out and talked. She told me about her fears and her dreams. She told me about her childhood. The next to last day before I went home, she took me back to her spot. We sat there and she told me about her parents, how she never liked them. She told me that she wished she could live with someone else, just escape. "I'm sure it'll get She leaned over and kissed me. Wow, my first kiss, in a field with a girl I'd known for a week. But there was just one weird thing about it. When she kissed me, she tasted like ash. Her lips tasted like a campfire smells. After that, we just sat there for an hour or so before we went home. I told my grandfather about my first kiss, and at first he was proud. But as I went on, telling him about the spot behind the diner, about her special spot, he got serious. He asked me again and again, "Are you sure that's where it was?" "Yeah, I'm sure. There's a little trail and there's a big oak tree on the edge of the clearing." "Why?" "There was a house there. When I was a kid, a girl used to live out there with her abusive parents. One day, there was a fire, and no one made it out." "Are you sure that's where you were?" My heart sank. My first kiss was to a dead girl. The next day I went to the diner and she wasn't there. The following year she didn't show up either. I'll never forget the girl who tasted of ashes.